So good morning, students. Our next topic, that is structure and union. So this is our next topic, that is structure and union. So basically these are both are, it belongs from C language. Both are belong from C language. We will apply structure and union in C++ as well, but these two basic structure and union that belong from C programming language. So first I will tell you the introduction about the what is structure. So basically C arrays that allows you to define a type of variables that can be hold several data types of the same kind, but structure is another user defined data type. Basically it's a user defined data type that is available in C programming, so that which allows you to combine data elements of different kinds. So this is a basic definition about your structure. If we are talking about the difference between structure and unions, we will first differentiate between structure and union, then I will explain with the help of program. So when we are talking about the difference between structure and union, so first we will discuss about first point, that is we are talking about the difference between structure and union. So first is keyword. So in the case of structure, our keyword is struct. So struct is a keyword in the case of structure, and in the case of union is a keyword in the case of union when we are applying union in C programming, whether C++ programming. But basically we are not using union and structure in C++, because in the case of C++ we are having classes and objects. So just wait, student. So in the case of structure, we use struct keyword. In the case of union, we use union as a keyword when we are talking about the programming in C. Second, that is size. So in the case of structure, when a variable is associated with a structure, the compiler allocate the memory function, memory for each members. The size of structure is greater than or equal to the sum of the size of its members. And another, that is what about the union? In the case of union, that memory by considering the size of the largest memory. So size of a union is equal to the size of largest member. So in the case of structure, we when we declare the member function, that assign a memory to each and every, whatever the size of memory in the case of whether we are talking about the integer, float. But in the case of union, the size of a union is equal to the size of the largest member. Okay. So third one, that is memory. So third one is memory. So each member within a structure is assigned unique storage area of location. In the case of structure, that is each member within a structure is assigned unique storage area of location. And in the case of union, memory allocated stored by individual members in union. Okay. So fourth point, or we can say that difference, that is accessing members. So accessing member, in the case of structure, individual members can be accessed at a time. And on the other hand, in the case of union, only one member can be assigned at a time, only when one member at a time. But in the case of structure, individual member can be assigned at a time. That is mean, suppose if we are going to create one program with the help of structure, we declare suppose two variable in the case of structure, so it will work for both because it will assign individual memory to the individual members. But in the case of union, the only last variable that apply or the only last variable will be given as an output in the case of union. How I will explain with the help of example. So suppose our first program is to enter the record of student, where student having a name and university roll number as well. So how we can start our program? So first we will start our program with the help of struct keyword. It is mandatory to assign, or it is mandatory to write whenever you are writing structure program. So structure, then after that name of the structure. Again it is mandatory, that is up to you. Whatever you want to be assigned here, you can write anything. So structure is a keyword and it is a structure of we can say that the name of the structure. So after that, start the compound statement and initialize the variable. Suppose we have an integer type variable for roll number and character type variable for name. Okay, now next step is to close the structure. So this is a major point, how we can close the structure. We will close the structure with the help of semicolon. So how we can apply this semicolon? So after that, you just close the compound statement and write keyword here. So there are two different ways to assign the object for the structure. So we will write suppose obj for this structure, because whenever we are calling these variables, we need some kind of objects. So here we are just assigning the object to the structure. So after that, we will start our main program. So void main. First, we will use clear string for clearing the previous program output. Then after that, just wait slow. So after clear screen, if we are creating a program in the case of C, suppose after that we just use printf, enter any name, and with the help of scanf, we just enter the value of suppose obj dot name is a variable. So right now I am just taking the example in the case of C programming. I will explain this program same as it is for C++ programming. So after that, same on a this way, printf, enter any roll number, and with the help of scanf, we just enter roll number. So after that, after entering this, we will use get ch for holding the output screen and close the compound statement for main function. So this is a structure of student, or we can say that a structure of C programming language. Here we just use structure as a keyword for creating a structure and student as a name of a structure, that we just assign the name, one name. We have to assign the one name to the particular structure. Then after that, we just declare the variables, one variable that is integer type, another variable that is the character type. So after that, whenever we just close the structure, we use one semicolon operator for closing the structure. So here we are just closing the structure. Then after that, we just start the main function. And main function, we just use printf for enter the value and scanf for input the value. With the help of user, we just want to enter the value for name, as well as we just want to enter for roll number. So here we use %s, that is specifically for when we are entering to the string value. And after that, we are using d, so that is specifically for decimal value, when we use enter the value of decimal, because our roll number is that is based upon the decimal value. Then after that, get ch. So how it will work? It will work when we are just compiling the program. First, it will ask enter any name. Then with the help of scanf, we will enter the name. And after that, printf, enter any roll number. And we will enter the value with the help of scanf. And we will get both values, as well as for name and as well as for roll number. So after that, so here we just only enter the value. If you want to print the value, so we just use printf. Sorry, I forgot that point. Printf name is equal to obj dot name. Then printf roll number is equal to obj dot roll number. Then after that, get ch, because I forgot to write this printing the value. So if we want to print, basically we need to print the value. When we enter the value, we need some values what we enter. So with the help of this statement, you just print the value. So this is all about the structure part. If we are talking about the union part, we just remove structure from here. We just write union. If we just write union here, we will get only our last output. It will take input from both the values. It will take enter any name, and you just enter the name. Then after that, it will take the output or input for roll number, but it will only show the output that is your last member. Only last output will be displayed in the case of union. So this is the basic structure of C programming language. So suppose if I entered value in the case of this program, suppose if I enter the value in the case of name, suppose in the case of name, we just enter the value param, and in the case of roll number, we just enter the value, suppose 147001, and what will we get? We will get same output. Or if we use union, so this is output specifically for structure only for structure. If we are talking about a union, so our output on that case, when we are talking about a union, so output only that shows the input that will be same, but output that only will show 47001 in the case of union. Because we already studied about that, only one member can be accessed at a time. In the case of union, one member, so that member is a last one. So output in the case of union, that is 147001, but in the case of structure, we will get both values. whether it is suppose we are having 3 variable here, we will get 3 input on the same case. But in the case of union, we will get only last output. So this is the basic information about the structure and union. We are having different types. We can say that structure within a